What's up guys, Trina here. So just got done garage selling for the day. We're doing a little bit of weirdness. Sorry, just got home. Not picking up just video games. There's the video game haul right there, in that blue bag. That's all I found today. I went to 36 sales. No, 34. 34 sales. Just one had video games. There was one more with video games, but he wanted $26 a piece for video games. So, I walked away. So, instead, today, I picked up randomness that I was just finding at good deals. The bags are stuffed with shirts like Pokemon, designer brand, Looney Tune, things like that. So I figure I'll just sell them all as a lot, you know. The bats I got for $1 each. The shoes I picked up for $2 each. And then the little bucket right there has little kids' toys, Disney toys, and then sealed vitamin stuff that's not expired at all. Picked up this Batman toy from my kiddo. The little white box over there in the corner with the bag, that's something called a Pulsetto. Never even knew about it. I picked it up for $5, and upon looking it up on eBay, it's going for $3.50. So that's actually my biggest find of the day. And I also have a comic book collection coming in later today that is roughly 475 issues, and on the price charting thing that they used is worth just over $3,000. I'm gonna have my buddy who's a comic book collector come and check it out when they come here today. And that one I'm paying $200 for because the guy said he just doesn't have time to move it on eBay. So I told him, well, it's what I do. So I'm gonna pick that up today for $200. I'll do a separate part of this video where I'm going over all that. But today's garage sale haul is just randomness. Sometimes this is just what the day brings you, you know? You ask and ask for video games and you only can get so lucky. So I was at garage sales at 6:45 this morning, waiting outside of a neighborhood sale that started at 7. Walked up at 7, and like a lot of folks weren't ready, but it's to be expected. And then that was about a 40-minute drive for me. Went to that. There was only about 10 sales there, and then I found another 20 sales just on my drive back home. So it's just is what it is, you know. It's a slow time of year for eBay. This is the time to just buy up stuff like this. A lot of it, all together today so far. If I do the 200 for the comic books and then all of this here, I've spent $400 today. So we're gonna hope we can turn that 400 into friggin', I don't know, 1,000? I don't know. So we'll see. But the shoes alone are all in pretty good shape. None of them are in the bottom bed or anything like that. Whenever you see kids stuff like that, brand new in box, and it's priced at $1, you can at least post it on eBay for like 15 bucks or best offer, you know? So at least make like 5 or 10 bucks off of it. So can't go wrong with stuff like that. Yeah, I did, in the bottom of the orange bag is some vintage Coca-Cola stuff, like Coca-Cola bath curtain with its Coca-Cola hooks, a Coca-Cola dish or soap bar holder, soap dispenser, and then there was like a Coca-Cola bottle or something like that, but it's all vintage. So I bought all that whole Coca-Cola set for $1. So hoping I can turn it into 20. I don't know, something like that. But that's what today was. It was just a lot of, well, everybody's telling me no on video games. I asked every single sale, hey, do you have any electronics or video games? Nope. So what's funny is that I end up asking people, like, did somebody beat me to the punch? Did anybody else ask? It was funny enough that at this neighborhood sale, I was the only one asking for video games. It's just nobody was selling them. So there was one guy that was like, oh, I might, but then he was like, I don't really have enough time to go research and go through it and all that stuff. So All right. Better luck next week, I guess. But yeah, that's just the nature of the beast right now, is you got to improvise, especially with the store. I know I want to be a video game seller, but at the same time, you just got to go with what's selling right now. And I'm not going to walk home empty-handed, you know, and defeat the whole purpose of going garage selling. So picked up a bunch of stuff that I can lot together and hopefully make double, maybe triple my money back. We'll see. But yeah, let's get into the comic book haul and see what that looks like. Good morning, guys. It's kind of hectic. I'll just show you briefly this comic book collection. I'm trying to sort it all out. I'm not good at comic books, so just trying to just a brief thing. I'm just trying to go over it. There's a whole bunch of there. I'm trying to separate like X-Men title base, like 2099, X-Men, X-Factor, A-Force, whatever I see, Avengers, however I see the title, I'm just trying to separate all by that. I've only listed 2 lots so far, and I'm kind of mind fried because I'm just like trying to figure it out. Like one website is giving me like insane buku prices, another website is not, so I'm just gonna have to price it off of eBay's last sold because that's where I'm selling it from. So that's why I decided I'm going to just go by comic, and what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in groups, like all the Magnetos together, all the Astonishing together, I'll put all the X-Factors together, 2099s, take a picture of each one, find out the worth, and however much the most expensive one is, that's how much I'll list it at, plus probably like $1 for each comic that I group in together with it, and just kind of go about it that way, because this, I was not prepared for this, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. I got a lot of other stuff to do this week with work and with my other stuff that I bought from garage sales. I gotta list all of that. This was not something that I was thinking that when this person gave these comics to me, they were gonna all be grouped together like this, like all the Magnetos were going to be together, all the X-Force were going to be together, all the Supermans were going to be together, everything was going to be together, and I was just going to have to take it out group by group, list it, be done with it. They just handed me a whole just smorgasbord. It's all mixed. So we went through issue by issue just to make sure that everything was there and accounted for, but now I gotta spend the time to sort it all, which is only gonna take me about an hour or 2, but it's still like nonsensical. So gonna have to spend my morning doing that, kind of go from there. So yeah, back to you, True. Hey guys, True Knight back here. So I've gotten through 2 boxes so far of the comics. I still have this one left. This one has like a lot of stuff that my buddies were telling me might be worth something. So I really need to be careful with these, and kind of, just to give you an idea, we got like a Cable series, X-Men, Wolverine, Classics, Uncanny. So yeah, these ones I'm going to kind of take my time more on, and then Spider-Man all back here. But I paid $300 for this collection. I went through 2 boxes so far, and I've already listed for $750. So I'm guessing maybe, I don't know. I don't know what's in store for this box because I don't know how comics go. But yeah, so hopeful I could maybe get like another 100, 200, shoot 300 out of this. So that means I would list everything for probably about $1,200. So a nice little quadruple up, you know, and then as long as it starts selling, we're good. Who knows how long it's going to take to sell, but it's summertime and we all know July is slow. So, but I've listed everything from the garage sales this past weekend, and I'm listing all this now. I'm officially not going to have to list anything right now after I've listed all these. I did pick up a bunch of priority boxes to ship these because I've done a whole bunch of these in bunches. So all I gotta do now, man, is hope and pray that this stuff sells. I am doing something new with my video games, so if you guys want to check it out on eBay, what I've done is I've grouped them together by lots. So each of these are in bundles of 2 now. So I'm no longer just selling 1 game at a time, I'm doing 2. So I'm just doing 2 games for $25 or best offer, is what I figured. So that way if somebody sees a game that they like, they're looking for, hey, make me an offer of like $15 and you get both games. I don't care. So I'm just trying to clear out inventory because I'm hoping that garage sales are going to be big the rest of this month. As you guys can see, I've cleared out. I am down to 1 lone Nintendo Switch game remaining is all I have. These are collection, so they're not for sale, but yeah, well, not really collection, I'm playing those. I've been playing Breath of the Wild, and then I'm gonna go through the Final Fantasy series the closer we get to Revelation. So yeah, but overall we're going good. It's kind of slow this month. I think that everybody's feeling it. I think eBay is generally slow, but is what it is. You can't really do much about it. All you can do is stock up, just try and get good deals on garage sales. If you guys look at my channel right now, like, I keep saying channel, my store right now, you'll see that like I'm buying a ton of like shoes, like brand new looking shoes, vintage shirts, Pokemon shirts, band shirts. I'm buying things like if I see toys, like collector toys, like Disney stuff. I bought an old like retro Coca-Cola collection. I'm buying a ton of baseball gloves because people are selling them to me for like $1. So I'm like, even if I just sell them for like $15, it's a win, you know? I bought 10 bats for $1 each, and I was able to list them for like over $600. So that's a good feeling because I listed them at about 40 to 50 each, but I'll take, shoot, if somebody wants to offer me like $20, whatever, I made my money back plus some. You can have a nice $60 bat for $20. But yeah, that's just kind of how it goes right now. It's the dog days of summer. That's what we're doing. But back to you, True. Hey guys, True Night here. So this is week number 2 of garage sale finds. Before my next video, I know I haven't put a video up in a couple of weeks, but it's just the summer grind, man. I finished, first and foremost, I finished processing and listing all the comic books. Here's the rest of my inventory from eBay that is not video games. Not video games. These are not video games. And then my new stuff I got today is going to go in here. I got this tub last week for 50 cents. They had 4 more. Should have bought all of them. Anyway, so today was looking kind of bleak. Started out late because I left the house at like, I left the house at 7. Went and got gas, and my son woke up, and he wouldn't wake up for me at first. And then he woke up and told my wife, call dad, I want to go. So I had to go back to the house and get him. So we left the house at 9 and didn't start garage selling until about 9:30 because they wanted breakfast. So typically I'm like garage selling by 7 a.m. So I already lost 2.5 hours there, which sucked. And we only garage saled until about noon, I think. So we found some pretty bleak stuff in the morning, and then the last 2 garage sales popped off. All I can say, guys, is ask every person at the garage sale. Always ask, do you have any video games? If that's what you're in the business of doing. If you're not in the business of video games, don't ask, whatever, I don't care. But like, for me as a guy that does video games, I ask every single person, and believe it or not, it was an older lady by herself. And then the second person was a younger dude who decided to sell me video games. So I'll show you guys all of it. First and foremost, not sponsored, of course, but this stuff right here, probiotic soda, great replacement for the original thing. Doesn't taste as good, but it tastes like it enough, and it's all right. So way less sugar, so can't go wrong with that. I think, yeah, 5 grams of sugar. Can't go wrong with that. All right, first and foremost, I got some boxing gloves. These I think are going for about 15-20 bucks each, and I got them for $1. My wife found this shirt. We got it for 25 cents, and it goes for about 35. So pretty good find there. I found a whole box of like Disney bedtime stories, and the lady sold them to me for 25 cents each. So I don't know how much I'll list them for, but even if it's only like, I don't know, I guess like 10 bucks each, who knows. But yeah, got this is just random, but I got a whole box of iPhone cases, clear cases, 17 Pro. I got this whole box for $2. So see what we can do there. One of my first video game finds was a Nintendo Switch dock. The guy's not too sure if it works, and he sold it to me for $1. So we'll see if it works. If it doesn't, then it is what it is. I got this, pretty cool. It's the Ghostbusters Proton Pack blaster. Got it for $3, or it was listed at $3. I got it for $1 because my son also found a Transformer toy, and he was like, "Can I give you $1?" And the guy was like, "Sure, little guy." So shout outs to you, Jojo. Got this Star Wars puzzle. I don't even know if it has all the pieces, but he gave it to me for $1, so took it, whatever. And then I got a Logitech camera for $1. I got a G903 Logitech for $1. I got this train set for $1, and I got this cool thing for $1. So hoping that these are going to be some good money. I'm hoping, because I know trains go crazy. This is still sealed. Whether it's actually 1767, I doubt it because it looks too new. This is sealed, and this thing is really cool. And it plays music, so that's cool. So hopefully that'll go for some good money. Now let me show you the big 2 finds of the day. Always ask. So the old lady had this Xbox, and she had a whole bunch of games. Dino Crisis. She even had some GameCube games. Yeah, a whole bunch of games to go with it. So I got this whole thing for $25. Who knows how much I'm gonna sell it for? I gotta clean it all and test it. But the big find of the day was this dude who sold me this PlayStation 3. It only has the power cord, so I'll need the HDMI cord and a controller, but it came with all the games. I got this set right here for $25. And then he sold me a computer, a PSP that, hold on. It's a PSP that has a bunch of games with it. I'll have to go through all that and clean that out. 2 PS4 controllers, a bunch of games, a DS, a Nintendo Wii U, and I got that whole score for $40. So 65, 85, 90 bucks. 90 bucks. This might be my best garage sale find of the summer, because if everything works and checks out, we're looking pretty good, right? So that's the finds for this week. I am going to start going to thrift stores because I know the Arc down in Parker from where I live is pretty good, has a lot of good stuff. So I'm going to go check that out. But yeah, so far all is well. We're just trying to make it through the summer and slow on sales, but that's what the summer is, and we'll see what happens when we start getting into September and stuff. So right now I'm just buying a bunch of stuff and wanting it all to sell. So yeah, it's been a slow week. I think I've maybe been averaging like 4 sales a day, whereas like in March and April I was doing I think like 13 or 14 sales a day. So it's kind of weird. So but summer slowdown happens, so we'll have to kind of go from there. But anyway, guys, let's get back to you, True. Hey guys, True Knight here. So, happy, almost thank baby Jesus, end of July. I know I've been quiet pretty much all month. I was excited at the beginning of the month because we were out of June, and June was hellacious. Well, let's just put it like this. July is actual hell. And June was an igloo atmosphere. Okay? I'm upset with July. July as a seller on eBay sucks. Especially in my line of work, video games, electronics, all that kind of crap. It just doesn't sell. I'm driving, by the way, so if I'm looking away, my apologies if you need me to have eye contact with you, but it's 9:30 in the morning and I'm heading to work. So, here's what happened in July. Slowest month by far. I think $2,000 altogether, and that's without shipping and fees. So we're probably looking at like $1,000. It sucked. And I've been trying to think outside the box. I've gone to tons of garage sales picking up baseball gloves, shirts, camping, like old-fashioned Coleman grills, all the stuff you see that other resellers are selling on YouTube and all those places. And for me, it just hasn't worked out. And I don't know if you guys even monitor or look at my store, but I have kept myself on a constant 20% off sale all throughout July. Everything's 20% off. Just in the hopes of selling stuff to keep inventory moving and keep it fresh and keep it so that I have budget to go with to garage sales on Fridays. Or apologies, on Saturdays. It's just been a slow month, man. It's been rough. I've been fighting through it. I've had days where I'll have 10 sales. I'll have 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row where I have like 1 sale, if I'm lucky. I actually had 2 days this month where no sales happened at all. I've been picking up things like books. I've been picking up things like other stuff. And what I finally decided to do is watch more and more people and what they're doing at thrift stores, because another thing that's very disgruntling, because I know eventually business will pick up with video games again. Like Sony just announced that discs are going away, and I know it's a brutally slow time of year for video game sellers in general. So I know that's going to pick up here at the end of August. So I know I probably got 1 more month of going through it with the whole video game thing. And by the way, people who are selling their video games, like, a little bit of a side tangent here, on Marketplace, people are asking for like 100% value not willing to budge. When I message them, I'll say, hey, I would purchase your whole collection, but I typically pick up at 50%. And they either just don't respond, or they laugh at me and say that I'm a joke for offering that, or they come back and say the lowest I'd be willing to go is 95%. So everybody on Facebook Marketplace seems to think that they're a reseller, or they are resellers, which, hey, cool, do you, boo-boo. That's not what I'm here for. So, and then garage sales, I think, I don't know, the number is usually 10 to 1, where you get 10 no's on video games and 1 yes. I would say this month that number is closer to like 15 to 1. I have found 3 garage sales that I can note, and I actually wrote them down on my Excel sheet because tax purposes, that had video games. Everything else I've been lenient, and I'm not even writing down on my like Excel like how much I'm spending on the business, because I'm just not finding video games. So I'm buying things like, do you have Pokemon shirts? Do you have video game shirts? Do you have video game electronics? Do you have anything related to video games? Do you have anything nerd? Do you have toys? Do you have anything in the stuff that I might be in the realm of? Trading cards. I love playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic and Pokemon. Do you have any of that stuff? Man, it's just been scarce. It's been scarce. It's been hard because people will tell me, oh, you're the 5th person to ask me this morning. Well, how is that? I'm here at 7:30 in the morning. Like, I get up at 5:30 in the morning on Saturdays. And I'm usually out the door by like 6:45. But I'm still late to these garage sales, so I guess I gotta get up at 5:15 and leave at, I don't know, 20 minutes earlier, you know? So it's just been rough. So what I've been doing this past like 10 days, since my birthday was July 23rd, I've been researching just what people are finding at thrift stores, what they're seeing successful. And here's my thing that I can tell you guys is that you can watch people on YouTube all day say, I picked this up, I picked that up, yada, 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 yada. If something sticks out to you at Goodwill, just pull up eBay and take a picture of it. Like, we don't need to beat around the bush. You don't need to be this expert like, ooh, I can spot something from 10 miles away. Like, I can tell you that even without seeing a name brand on this shirt, it's going to be worth buku money, or this board game, or this and that and the other thing, this sculpture, this angel figurine. Like, I'll show you guys a couple of pictures of what I picked up today, because I went to Goodwill this morning. My son went with my wife to work, and it was the first time she's ever done this, so I was just like, wait, hold on, I don't have the kiddo with me today. I'm good to just work at home and not have to worry about. Also, I mean, I love my son to death, but like, his entire summer has been spent with me every single day while I'm working. So she said, hey, I'm going to give you the day off, and I'm going to take him with me to work today. There's nobody else in the office but me. She's a dental assistant. And so they went off to work. So I took 2 hours off in my job. I called my fellow managers and just said, I'm taking a couple hours off. I never do. They said, cool. So I spent that couple of hours, I went to Goodwill, because I usually go to Goodwill on my lunch breaks, if I do go, or I have an hour between the time I get off of work and my son's karate class, so I rushed to Goodwill. So I decided today, I'm going to give myself an hour and a half to just go to Goodwill. And I don't know why, but I fall into that crowd that I get embarrassed by taking pictures of items at stores, because I feel like people are going to judge me. And I said, F all that today, I'm just going to try it. So I tried it. I'll show you guys some pictures. I picked up some pretty good stuff. I picked up a Fantasia cup, Disney Fantasia cup for $2. The thing sells for like $60. I picked up an angel sculpture that I think is by Giovanni for $1.99. The thing sells for like $45. I picked up a Belle Beauty and the Beast snow globe for $2, and that thing sells for like $60 or $70. I picked up a Pokemon board game. I don't know if it's complete, but even incomplete and for parts, it sells for roughly $40, and I picked it up for $4.99. I picked up a Jenga Godzilla game for $4, and that thing sells for like, I think $60. I picked up a VCR for $8.99, and that thing sells for almost $100. So I was all in, because I also got these glasses. I just need a pair of glasses because it's so damn bright today, my head hurts. I picked up these glasses. I picked up all that stuff. I picked up these weird, like, because I saw this guy, Martin's Island. I love you, Martin's Island. If you ever see my video, dude, shout out to you. You are an inspiration to me, sir, because you are very knowledgeable. You are funny as hell. You make me feel comedic relief in what I'm doing, and you kind of remind me a lot of me. You're a dude who is trying to make a way. And so I am a dude trying to make a way. And Martin, cahoots, dude. Love you. Anyway, doubt he'll ever watch me, but whatever. If he happens to ever see this video, love you, dude. This dude picked up these, like, Jack-looking masks one time. They were huge at a garage sale. I just found like 3 or 2 of them at Goodwill for $2 each, and the pair on eBay just sold on the 20th for $185. So I'm in it for $56 today, and I think if I can even just sell it at 80%, I'm walking out of it maybe at $500. So I've like 10,000, or not 10,000, 1,000% of my money. Like, that's what the thrift stores are all about. And that's what I've noticed here, is that I go to Goodwill and I always get like, oh, this has already been picked. I'm not going to find anything good. That sucks. Da, 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 da. It's your mentality. And there's another eBayer or YouTuber who says that you have to go in with the mentality of, I'm going to find something. This morning I went in fresh. I took a shower first. I worked out this morning. Usually I've been working out at night because the kiddos, but I was able to work out this morning, took a shower, and I went to Goodwill and said, I'm gonna find something. And I found a lot of stuff. So overall, great haul. It felt good. And that's the secret sauce, man. I can't encourage this enough. Pull your phone out, pull up the eBay app. If something intrigues you, if it's in your genre, even if it's not, if it's something that sticks out to you at all, take some pictures of it. Just take a picture of it and see what it sells for on eBay. The thing that I've learned about eBay is that there is a collector for everything. Everything. I could go out and buy a cap to a lid, or I mean a lid to a bottle. That thing will eventually sell. Like, it's just weird. We're just in a day and age where everything you buy, somebody needs it or wants it. Just is what it is. So, yeah, that'll be it for this segment. I'm gonna put this video up probably by like the 1st of August, because I just want July to be over. Tomorrow is Friday, the 31st, and garage sale day is August 1st, and I'm hoping we start August out with a bang. I have $500 budgeted for garage sales on Saturday, so I'm hoping to drop all $500 and turn that into $7,000, you know? Like anybody else. That's the goal. Let's go find something and make some money, you know? So, I just got done driving from Goodwill to home. I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna go start listing all this stuff on eBay. You guys will probably see it on my store by the time you guys see this video. But yeah, if again, like I always say to folks, if you guys go to my store, shoot me a message before you buy anything and say, hey, True, I watched your videos. Good video here, or it's cool that you picked this item up. Something like that, and I'll throw you an extra discount on top of the 20% off that I already have on the store. So anyway, that'll be it for me for right now. I guess I'll shoot it over to True at the desk, and we'll do a little recap of July so you guys can just see how abysmal the store was this month and how excited I am to get out of it. July is my birthday month. I've always called it the best month of the year, but when it comes to eBay, whoo, it is not. All right, back to you, True. Hello again, YouTube. True Knight here. So, I just did a video this morning. It's the 30th of July. It's currently the afternoon. It was Thursday. It was Thursday morning, and I was on my way back from Goodwill because I picked up stuff that I had paid about 56 bucks, sold it or listed it all this morning, and I listed for about a total of $490. I've already sold 2 items of it that's total 200 bucks, so I'm like, holy crap. I sold the VCR within an hour, and I sold the weird masks things, the little jack looking masks that I was telling you guys about. I sold the VCR for 65, and I sold the masks for 130. So I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for those going forward whenever I go thrifting. Anyway, the reason for the thumbnail that you guys saw, because you've seen it before, is that Game Boy collection. So I picked that thing up on July 4th in the morning. I went to a yard sale. A guy had a massive collection of stuff like Disney and movies and Rockies, from like Colorado Rockies. He had the entire Colorado Avalanche team's cards and their signatures from the 96 Cup team. He had Wayne Gretzky cards, and he had this box of like Game Boy Game Boy CIB collection, which was like the Game Boy Kiwi, the printer, the Game Shark, and then a ton of games: Mario, The Rings 2, Star Wars, Bomberman, Smurfs, Rugrats, and Ken Griffey Jr., right? And then he also had a couple of those Game Boy cameras, okay? So he wanted 220. When I got there, I offered him 150, and he did it, okay? Today, 3.5 weeks later, I posted that whole thing on Facebook Marketplace, and I got I got trolled because there was a guy that knew the person I bought it from, and he was just like, you screwed that guy over because I just put on there, make me an offer. Like, I know this stuff goes kind of crazy, and I just made one of those 1, 2, 3, 4 in the numbers listings and just told people to make me an offer for it. But anyway, I made that post on like July 12th, and somebody came into my comments and was just like, you juiced my friend so hard, you're a real piece of crap, and da-da-da-da. And I was just like, whoa, like, he agreed to the deal, so I didn't even, like, it was one of those deals where I didn't even look up on eBay or anything like that. I was just looking through the box. There was a ton of people there, and I said, hey, can I give you 150 for this? And he said, yeah, sure. So there was no malice in our hearts. I think that I was there for a total of like 5 minutes at the sale. Okay. 5 minutes down in the basement where all this stuff was. So like a total time, I was probably there for like 7 minutes. Just walking in the house, walking out the house. Anyway, I took it down and I spoke to my wife about it because I have a temper. Anybody who knows me knows I have a temper, and I got really mad about that because I was just like, the whole reason I'm doing all this is to not make people feel like less or like I screwed them over or anything of that nature. Like, there was no malice in my heart. There was no ill will. Oh, I'm gonna get this person for their whole collection and do all that. Like, the guy also turned around because I told him I'm an Avs fan, and he offered me that entire set of the Avalanche with the team signatures, $100. Joe Sakic, Patrick Waugh, Peter Forsberg, Sandis Ojelej, Claude Lemieux, Valeri Kamensky, Adam Deadmarsh, Mike Ricci, Alexei Guzerov, like Mark Crawford. They're all there, and they all have a signature on their card. And I turned it down because I told him I feel like that's something we should talk about in the future because, well, somebody like right there too was trying to offer him like 20 bucks for it. and he kind of had a bidding war, and he goes, I also have all these Wayne Gretzky cards. I'll sell you, it was a whole row of things, and he's like, I'll sell it to you for $100. Like, the guy was just trying to make room. Okay, he had a ton of stuff. And his big items, like his records and his Disney statues and stuff like that were worth thousands and thousands of dollars, are where he was like trying to be more specific. And here he was just like, I'm just letting it go. So I walked away from all that because I was like, I got my video games, I need to go home, get the kiddo and go karate. I'm just gonna do the video game deal and leave. You know, I could have stayed around for 20-30 minutes. I could have done all those deals, but I didn't. And I'm not saying that like, oh, look at how gracious and nice I am. I'm just saying that like, I didn't want to take advantage of somebody like that because I know he could get more, you know? And so I posted again the Game Boy collection after I spoke to my wife, and she just said, you know what? People are going to talk no matter what. You're a reseller. There's groups of people out there that hate what you do. It's just the nature of the business. You're always going to have hate. And it's true. I've ran into a couple people like at garage sales who just sit there and like, resellers are disgusting and they're jerk people and they're a-holes and all this and all that. And it's kind of like, you know, you're calling me a jerk and an a-hole and everything like that, but I've dealt with like, this month alone, I've dealt with like 5 customers on eBay that none of them would ever want to deal with. Okay? Like people who say crappy stuff. I sold a Hugo Boss shirt and it had tags on it and everything. And the person like sent a picture a week after they got the item in the mail and said that this shirt is used and they want a refund. And I said the shirt was new with tags. And they tried to open a claim with eBay, and they were just like messaging me like, you're a snake, you're a monster, la da 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 da. They had the wrong guy. They had bought several shirts, and I told them like, excuse me, I'm sorry, but if you look closely, the shirt that I sold you had new tags on it. I didn't sell you a used shirt, you know? And I'm very descriptive because I've picked up several like Hugo Boss, Ralph Lauren, Lululemon shirts, and I'm always very descriptive of this is a used shirt or this is a new shirt with tags, and I take pictures of the tags, and if it's not new, I make sure in capitals pre-owned shirt on my listing, you know. And so like I'm dealing with that. Then I had another guy who he bought a God of War collection, and the second disc ended up being God of War 3 and not the additional footage or the additional disc or something like that. It was a copy of God of War 3. And he got so mad at me that he like cussed at me and was just like, you're an effing idiot. Why would you put the wrong game in there? Why are you trying to cheat me? And I was just like, my apologies. I bought this game in a bulk lot and I just listed it really quick. I'll be more sure and due diligent to check the discs in the future. And I said, I'd be happy to give you a partial refund or you can return the item. And the guy tried to say, no, you're going to refund my money and I'm going to keep the item. And I had to go to bat with him on eBay about it. And eBay had to tell him, if you want to return it, you can return it. But he's not going, he wants the item back if you want to return it. And like the guy got mad about that. I'm just like, you know, like customers, unruly customers and everything happen left and right. And people call resellers jerks and all that stuff, but they don't have to deal with that. You know, does that make sense? Like, you're not having to deal with that. You're not having to clean all the items, make sure that they work, ship them out, and get your money later. Like, you're not dealing with all of that like a reseller does, okay? On top of that, I gotta go out and find the item. I gotta try and make sure I can get a good deal on the item where it makes sense for both parties. Like I told you guys, I try to stay at 50% of all my deals. Unless a customer is like, hey, I just want $1 for that item. If they know what the value of the item is, I explain to them, oh, I sell things online. I'd be willing to buy this at 50% because of what I do. If not, no hard feelings, you know? Like, I don't ever sit there and say, you should sell this to me. You should give me this at a good percentage. I tell them, this is what I do. This is the percentage I buy at. If that works for you, great. If not, no problem at all. And so you try and you talk to people that way, and you'd be surprised how many people come back at you with like how much of a scum you are, you know? But anyway, I digress. It's a side tangent there. So I reposted this whole Game Boy collection, and I did that on the 24th, okay? Today is a week later, the 30th, well, 6 days later. And this person hits me up this morning and says, I want this whole collection. Is it still available? And I said, yeah, it's still available. He said, great. I'd like to offer you $1,200. And I was like, holy crap. So I told him, I get first, you know, you always think it's a scam whenever somebody comes at you that way. And so I told him, like, hey, did you want to come and take a look at it and all these things? And he said, no, I'm good. I see the pictures. They're diligent enough. I actually found you on eBay, and I looked through even more depth pictures that you have on eBay, because you can only post 10 pictures on your Facebook, and you can post 24 pictures on eBay and all these things. And I said, great. Well, where do you want to meet? And he said, I'd like to meet you at the rec center in front of the pool area where there's a lot of people. It's just a safe thing to do. Great. Cool. I felt even better. Met him there. I met him outside of my truck. He looked through it for about 5 minutes. I opened up all the boxes and let him see, like, hey, the manuals are all there. It works. I put batteries into the Nintendo Game Boy. I put the Mario game in there, turned it on for him. I asked him, do you want to turn on each game to make sure they work? He did that. He did some of it, and he says, here's $1,200. And we walked away. Like, so blessings in disguise, right? I told you guys earlier this morning, this month has been brutal for my store. I've only made roughly $1,000 after shipping and everything like that. And now after this sale, I've just doubled my income this month. So, and here we are, the second to last day of the month, and that happens. So great feeling, makes me feel much better about the month of July. Still nowhere near what I did in March when this thing was hammering on all cylinders. Hoping to start getting back into that trend, because now I can use that $1,200 and go be a little more picky on like Facebook Marketplace and at garage sales this weekend. Maybe even go to the flea market and pick up higher end stuff that I can hopefully even flip on that. So the goal now is, with that $1,200, can I turn that into $2,400 by doing God's work and making wheeling dealing at garage sales. This weekend, I'm not gonna lie, I've been on the hunt all month for like shoes and shirts and all that stuff and baseball gloves. Now that we've hit August, I'm gonna start revamping it back up into video games and start stockpiling on that, because we're just 4 months away from Christmas, and that is video game seller heaven time, from what I'm understanding and what I'm hearing. Is Q4 is the most insane quarter for every reseller. So just wanted to give you guys the little story here. Now I will actually go back to True Night at the computer, where I'll talk to you guys about my end of month numbers, and we'll do this final video for July. Hopefully I can get this out by the 1st of August. So back to you, True. All right, guys, True Night here. So you guys got to see a bunch of vlog videos from the month of July. I know there was only a couple for the month, and then 2 today. Today is the 30th of July. I want to try and get this video out before August 1st, because I'm hoping to hit the ground running on August. Yeah, I wanted to give my final thoughts of the month of July because of the downward look I've had on it. So what does all this mean? This is why a lot of YouTubers will tell you don't look at your 90-day total, because it's a fraud. It's a lie. It's fake, and it's not something that you really want to base your whole numbers off of. Yeah, the numbers look big and cool and everything, but it's a lie. Just to be completely honest. So what am I saying by that? So I've been telling you guys in blogs throughout the month, I've only made about $1,200, $1,500 or maybe even 1,000 only throughout the month until today, where about 2 hours ago I sold that Game Boy lot for $1,200 and doubled my month. So you see the number 7,159, which is down 20% from June. So that means in June I was at about 9,000, right? After costs of supplies that I've dropped, gas, shipping, fees, I did take out the eBay business loan that I'm paying off. I only took out $3,000 when I did it because I just wanted to mess around with it, but they do take out 20% every single day. I'm only seeing about 40% of everything I earn right now. And just so you guys know, my store is having a 20% discount that I've been running practically all month. Okay, as you can see, these are just the numbers that I've made. It's just not, it's bleak. So final thoughts about July. July is a hard month to sell. Everybody is out and about, everybody's doing their own thing, not really caring about what you're doing. They don't really want to spend a lot of time doing stuff here on eBay. Certainly for a video game seller, not only do I have not as much, I only have about 50% of the inventory I had in April, May, and June, and I've only sold a little bit. Now, granted, I do have a little bucket right here of games that I picked up over the past few weeks. Probably gonna put them together in twos. That's what I've been doing a lot lately, is I've been putting my video games, instead of just selling one for like $12 the best offer, I've been putting 2 games together and just putting it at like $22 or best offer. That way I get a little more on my sale. When I'm packing a game and shipping it, I'm not spending $7 to ship a game. I'm spending $7 to ship 2 games. It just makes sense for both parties. You get an extra game, I make a little bit more money than like $5 or $6. So it's just the grind, I guess is what you would call July. July was a grind. I'm excited for it to be over. I've learned a lot about myself and my patience, but I'm excited for things to start picking back up, and I'm hoping in August that they'll do that. We'll start to see a pickup in sales. I'm going to start hunting more for games, especially after making that $1,200 sale today. Now I have $1,200 to go into this weekend's garage selling with. So I'm probably going to make my way to the flea market, try and pick up higher end games at a cheaper rate. Sorry, as you all know, it's hot here in Colorado. Anyway, I'm going to try and pick up higher end games at a cheaper rate, try and increase my sale margin. I'm going to chase after more video games instead of just chasing out. I did mess around with what's outside the box. Shoes, shirts, jeans, I don't know, clothing, statues, stuff you see at thrift stores. I did mess around with that, and I got my fill. It was cool. I have about 1,300 items in my store right now, or 1,200, sorry. And that was all cool and everything, but I'm ready to get back to what I'm good at, which is video games, and focus in on that. The problem, like I was telling you guys in my previous vlog video, is on Marketplace. People right now are just not willing to budge. They like I would show you pictures, but I just don't want to expose people. But like, people are sitting there like, I'm selling my Nintendo Switch plus 2 games and I want $400. What? You know? And then you come back at them and just say, like, the general message I send to people is, hey, if you're not able to get a deal done or anything like that, I'd be willing to give you $200 for this collection. And people like will come back with like really egotistical responses, like a laughing emoji. At that point, I would just sell it on eBay, like that's a joke, things like that. And it's just like, okay, you want the price of what you paid for that system 7 years ago. So who's having the hard time coming to reality here between the two of us, you know? Even myself, I don't sell Switch bundles for more than like $150, and that's if it includes the bumpers, the controller, and something else I can add to it. Whether it be a game, can I add some extra controllers? Does it have a case? Does it have something that'll give it a little more oomph? Because right now, like a Switch right now, I could probably sell on eBay for like $120 all day. An OLED you could probably sell for $150. But people are sitting here like, just Nintendo Switches by themselves, they want $250, $260, $270. And I just haven't wanted to waste my time explaining to people like, you're not going to get that much. Or if people do buy that, you're kind of shooting yourself in the heel, because just go to eBay, you know? Anyway, so this month I'm going to be hoping and praying for more logical and down-to-earth folks that I'm dealing with. I'm hoping that garage sales will pan out. I know we're only going to have garage sales probably until about October, November, maybe even December, because just how hot this summer was. Hopefully the weather will keep up until like 60s or 70s until then. And the flea market will stay open until then. So really, really hopeful for that, because we are gonna, that way I can just stock up on mad items so that I can list for whatever time off from going there to those things until garage sales open back up, and gonna have to survive on thrift stores when everybody else is surviving on thrift stores for inventory throughout those months. So it's gonna be rough, but we'll find a way to navigate. If I can navigate through July, I can navigate through anything, I feel like. So but anyway, final thought process is July was rough. I got through it. It's over. Hopefully I can learn from it, grow in it, and make myself better in August. Really hopeful for that. Really, really, really hopeful for that. Maybe I can come back here and show you. Let's see here. So the net sales, let's look at. We started this March 2nd until April 1st. Let's see what we did there. Oh, so did we not start until April? Yeah, see? Did pretty good there. Then let's look at May 1st until June 1st. Bam! We had a great May. That's what I'm hoping to continue. A great, great, great May, and then we got hit with July. Good Lord, July kicked us right in our teeth, man. Rough. So let's just hope that we can do better. That's all I can hope for. Can't really do much more than that, right? So anyway, guys, that'll be it for me. I'm kind of doing 3 things at once here. I'm also helping out one of my fellow managers with a project, so trying to be nice to people. But anyway, guys, I'm just hoping to have a better mentality towards this and everything in August. I'm gonna hit the ground running. Like I said, this weekend I plan to go to garage sales. I'm gonna probably wake up probably about 5:30 a.m. leave the house by 6. I know folks at the flea market don't get there and start setting up until about 8, so I plan to be one of the first people there. So on the way there, it's about a 30-minute drive. I'll probably see if there's any garage sales on the way there. They open the doors of the flea market at 7. I'll probably plan to be there by like 7:40 and just run on in, see what we can find real quick, and then spend from like, I don't know, 8:30 until 12:30 or 1 o'clock just trying to spend the money I just made on garage sale stuff that I can flip. So fingers crossed, right? Hopefully this is going to be a great kickoff to a new month. So anyway, guys, that'll be it for me. If you guys have learned anything from this video, is that July is rough. Prepare for it starting now. I'm already going to start preparing for next July in August by picking up some like summer stuff that I'm just going to hold on to sell in next July. Shorts, outdoor stuff that people are like starting to get rid of now, I'm gonna start picking up now and just holding on to. I've already picked up like a plethora of plaid button-ups that a lot of the big guys like to wear during the winter months and fall months. I already picked up some coats. I'm gonna start posting those on my channel, on my store, in about 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I've picked up a whole bunch of new shoes. I picked up new boots. I picked up a whole bunch of stuff that I can just start helping me get through the winter months. But I want to start getting back into the video game collection stuff. So hopefully we can find it. Hopefully the well has not run dry and we can find a way. As my wrist thing says, keep pushing. So anyway, guys, that'll be it for me. Be on the lookout for other stuff on the channel this week. I'm also getting back into a trading card game that I played for a few years. I took about 8 months off and I'm generally interested now. I know a banless update is coming up pretty soon, so I'm going to be excited to see what they change there. But you'll see me doing videos and games and stuff like that. So anyway, guys, be kind, be respectful, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.